In today's video, I want to discuss how to invest during this crisis, because while there is a world of economic pain happening right now in the markets, there is also a world of incredible opportunity. So I want to take a look at the ways that some of the famous investors out there are approaching this crisis, and hopefully to give you some ideas about how you can be successful during this crisis. The Crypto Lark. This is where you subscribe for all of the hottest and all of the latest happening out here in the wild, wild land of crypto. Also, for those of you who are new to investing in cryptocurrencies and you want to take this time during the crisis to actually sit down and to learn more about Bitcoin and really just cryptocurrencies overall, then you need to check out my course, Cryptocurrency Explained, which is specifically designed for beginners just like you, and will walk you through all of the things that you need to know with step-by-step tutorials for topics like buying and sending and storing your Bitcoin, as well as things like mining and top tips for success. There is a link down in the description where you can learn more. Also, a quick disclaimer before we really jump into this topic. This is only for those of you who can actually afford to be investing right now. Remember, this is a crisis in that food, rent, family, all of that stuff comes first. And for that, you need cash money in your bank. So ensure that you have sufficient funds to actually be able to ride out a prolonged crisis. If your answer is yes to that question, then maybe you can consider investing. But what we are experiencing right now is certainly no joke, and there is a chance that the market will remain irrational a lot longer than you can remain solvent. So keep that in mind. Now, with that being said, what are some of the most famous investors doing right now? Well, there is Raoul Pal. He has said that his portfolio for the next 12 months will be 25% Bitcoin, 25% gold, 25% cash, and 25% for his trading account. Bitcoin bull Tim Draper said that he exited the stock market late last summer and that he now has a significant amount of his portfolio sitting in Bitcoin. Max Kaiser has said that he is in Bitcoin, he is in gold, and that he is in silver. Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad author, he is advocating for gold, silver, and Bitcoin right now. And I could give more examples, but you get the idea. And yes, obviously I am cherry picking here, since there are other famous investors out there like Warren Buffett, who is a renowned technophobe and hates Bitcoin. But as a Bitcoin bull myself, I give a lot of weight to the guys who can actually see this big picture. People like Max Kaiser and Raoul Pal, who really understand these macroeconomic events in a very deep way. And all of those guys also are pessimistic on the long-term future of the dollar. You have quantitative easing, rate cuts, and corporate bailouts, and unimaginable debt levels, and of course all of that corruption that we see between the Federal Reserve and Wall Street. All that factors into their reasons for long-term dollar pessimism. So what are some options that you may want to consider as the crisis unfolds? Well, the obvious place to start is Bitcoin. Of course, we're going to talk about Bitcoin. My opinion is that Bitcoin should be the cornerstone of any investor's portfolio. You can just buy the dips, or you can dollar cost average and then just long-term hold. There is no telling how the equity markets are going to play out in the coming months. So for those of you who are hoping for some cheap Bitcoin, you may still get a chance to buy some mighty dips in the coming months, since Bitcoin has largely been following along with the stock markets, at least over the last few weeks. It's been higher correlation levels than we've seen previously, but it's still relatively lowly correlated to these markets. But that won't last forever, but that is what is happening now. However, if you are a dip buyer and you didn't buy the dip in March, then I don't know what to tell you. You're probably not going to buy the next dip either if you're afraid to buy that dip. Also, watch post-halving for a dip. Historically, we have had big dips following the Bitcoin halving, so that's something to keep in mind. Otherwise, just dollar cost average is the most low stress way to do it. Just buy $50 in Bitcoin or whatever your number happens to be every week or every 2 weeks or every month, whatever it is, and just chill. many people make Bitcoin investing just way more difficult than it needs to be. Stack sats and chill. Play the long game. Easy. Okay, next we have a lot of investors that are flocking into metals right now, which obviously makes sense. They are, of course, the most established and most trusted safe haven assets with literally thousands of years of history. Personally, I do not have any metals, although I do actually really like gold. I will add that to my portfolio at some point in the future. Maybe when things cool down a little bit, I'll get a nice little bit of physical gold. And of course, if you are investing in gold or you are investing in silver, then do try and get a hold of the real stuff. Because paper gold, it's just that. It's just paper. And much of that paper gold has been rehypothecated. Bullion dealers around the world are seeing a massive demand for physical gold right now for a reason. But if you can't get your hands on real gold, then maybe you can consider gold-backed cryptocurrency coins, things like Paxos Gold or even Digix Gold. So you can hold these fully backed and fully audited gold crypto coins in your Ethereum wallet so you get exposure to gold without having to run out and go down to the bullion dealer and get some. But the great thing about these coins is that you can actually even redeem them for physical gold to be delivered to your house. So that is very nice as well. Now, outside of the two big boys, Bitcoin and gold, Bitcoin, of course, being digital gold and gold being actual metal gold, there is a world of opportunity. While I am not in gold and continue to stack Bitcoin on the regular, there are actually a lot of altcoins out there too which have attracted my investment, and some of them have really good fundamentals. Now, a few that are in my long-term portfolio in which I have been buying recently are Aetherium. Of course, the Ethereum ecosystem is insane, and the innovation on Ethereum right now is absolutely leading the cryptocurrency field. So I'm accumulating Ethereum for staking rewards in the future, as well as just as an asset to hold because I believe in the future of that asset. The other one is Manero. Now, Manero is one of the most powerful privacy coins on the market, and for me, it serves a very clear and definitive use case. And there are some other altcoins like Kyber Network with its coming staking rewards. I think that Kyber is going to be a real moneymaker in the coming years for those who are acquiring it now. Synthetics token also pays out weekly and has a good future in store for it if they continue the momentum that they have going right now. And of course, the other one is Kava. Kava will be the epicenter of basically multi-chain decentralized finance with a stablecoin that's going to be backed by either XRP, Bitcoin, Cosmos, or Binance Coin. Now, I give you these examples as cryptos that I believe have very strong fundamentals and either will provide a passive income or which will serve a very specific use case. That being said, the majority of my crypto portfolio remains in Bitcoin. And for potential altcoin investors, please understand that most altcoins, they are total garbage. And they are highly unlikely to make you money. Quite the opposite, they're highly likely to lose lots of money for you. So before throwing away any of your money, please take a lot of time to research and understand how and even if this coin will make you money. But you don't have to invest in altcoins. You can just buy Bitcoin and keep it simple. Next up, a word about dollars. Long term, I'm not a fan of the fate of the dollar, but right now we live in a world dominated by dollars, and thus I maintain a decent cash position at any time. In fact, most major investors do. It gives you the ability, of course, to buy the dips. You can't buy a dip if you don't have any chips. And it also allows you to remain in investments without needing to sell them to, cover rent or to put food on the table, which is obviously very important if you're holding these assets for long term. But I personally don't like leaving my dollars just sitting around really doing nothing. I lend out a decent percentage of them using both Crypto.com and BlockFi. Now, for those of you who want to try lending, BlockFi is a great place to start. Currently, they're running a special sign-up promo, so you can get $50 in free Bitcoin if you sign up using the link down below in the description, and you deposit $250 or more in either Bitcoin, Ethereum, or dollars. And then you just sit and hold it in your account for 3 months. Now, of course, during that 3-month period, you will also be earning interest on your assets. So it's going to be 6% for Bitcoin, 4.5% for Ethereum, and 8.6% for dollars. And then you get your $50 bonus on top of that. And finally, a word about the stock markets. No one really knows how bad this economic crisis could be. Could blow over sooner than later, could be multi-year pain. But one thing is for sure, that the equity markets, if it gets worse, they are going to be the ones that are bearing the brunt of the damage. Mass unemployment and huge drops in consumer spending will hit some industries very, very hard. Just because the markets are down right now, that does not mean that they cannot go down even further. Like way, way further. If you are looking to buy the stock dip, then watch what really, really big investors like Warren Buffett are doing. He still has not deployed his $125 billion in cash to buy the dip. Watch for him to do that. But even though you have, the airlines and the cruise lines and other industries which are absolutely getting hammered right now, there will always be companies that do well during a crisis. For example, food and alcohol companies, they're doing okay, as well as a lot of technology companies. But one thing is clear from looking at some of the industry's most successful investors, hard assets like Bitcoin and like gold, they are in fashion during a crisis like this. Anyway, those are just my 2 Satoshis. I would love to know, what are you doing right now? How are you investing during this crisis? Has your strategy even changed? I know a lot of you out there, you just stack sats and then you chill, which is a great strategy, by the way. But I'm super curious, are you buying Bitcoin now? Are you still stacking sats and chilling at these prices? Maybe you're buying gold, or are you buying silver if you got into metals? Are you buying any altcoins at the moment? If so, which altcoins and why? What about your cash positions? Are you lending it out, or are you just sitting on it in your bank getting 0.01% interest? And are you buying any stocks at the moment, or are you waiting for the markets to potentially go lower? Let me know what you're doing down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you're staying safe out there, that you're enjoying your lockdown if you happen to be in lockdown, taking that time to learn some new skills and reconnect with family members and all that great stuff. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please hit the thumbs up video if you did enjoy today's video. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Long live the blockchain, and peace out the next time.